Good evening, everyone, from Kettering Ice Arena in Kettering, Ohio. Welcome once again to Frozen Creek Tournament Hockey, here hosted by Beaver Creek High School, a suburb of Dayton, which Kettering is a suburb of Dayton. In this contest, we have the Lexington Thoroughbreds against the Lake Flyers. And these are both club teams. I believe Lake is a club team as well. I know Lexington is. And they might be a high school. Lake might be a high school. Folks, if you happen to be watching and you know if Lake is a high school or a club team, then let us know. We have our chat line open, so feel free to give us a message about where you're watching from or what players you might be rooting for. My name is Kent Jacobs. We appreciate you joining us. The Lake Flyers are in white sweaters with navy blue trunks. The Lexington Thoroughbreds are in their royal blue uniforms. Here come the Flyers. Soltis centers, and it's through the slot in front of the Lexington net. Loose puck right in front. A shot. Soltis scores! Clay Soltis. Right away inside the first half minute of play. And the Flyers lead it 1-0. At an even strength goal. The goalkeeper at the other end for Lexington is Josh Henry, while for the Lake Flyers it is Ian Schwab. Ian Schwab in net for the Lake Flyers. Lake team up from around Toledo. Of course, the Lexington Thoroughbreds from Lexington, Kentucky. Coulter drops it back to his own line for the Thoroughbreds. For the Flyers, it's Ashton Graham. Graham has it checked away. Puck loose in the Lexington zone, sent right in front of the net. Here's Graham, and his shot is deflected wide. James Bickley drops it back to the point, but in between the two defensemen, it goes all the way down the ice. Out of the net is Ian Schwab to set it up. Puck here is Smith for Lexington. His shot is blocked on defense. Another shot, and that was off the stick of Alex Masterson of Lexington. And the save made by Schwab, and he'll hold on to it. A giveaway by the Flyers at center ice. There was a mix-up. There was a pass going to a player that was headed off on a line change, and the Thoroughbreds able to bring the puck down into the Flyer zone and get a shot. Now for the Flyers, there's Bailey Coe racing down the ice. Over for Harder, and Harder a shot, and a nice save made by Henry, the goalkeeper of Lexington. Here's Eli Moody of Lake. Moody chips it to center. Near it for the Flyers. Coe, a shot! He scores! Bailey Coe, number 14. Lake now leads it 2-0. So 2 goals inside the first 2.5 minutes for the Lake Flyers. Got a message from Brian Loomis. Lake is a club team. So both club teams. Here's a shot. Save, and that was a shot by Soltis, who scored earlier. Soltis centers. Trying to flip the puck behind the net now. Stoller trying to center. One of the Lake Flyers is hit, and he goes down. That is number 19, Toby Rush. Or Rush. R-U-C-H. Hopefully Toby's all right. He's back on his feet, shaken up, but looks like he's heading to the bench. Thank you very much, Brian Loomis. Appreciate it. Lake is a club team, so now we know that. Both teams are club teams. Face off after the stoppage of play is just outside the thoroughbred zone. From the draw, Varnes to Stoller. Stoller behind the net for Soltis. Clay Soltis drops it back for Stoller. Centers, and it's off a stick. Comes over to McHale. McHale for Lexington shoots back to the Lake line. Fighting for it along the near boards. Now chipping it free to his own blue line is Elijah Young of Lexington. He'll dump in. 2-0, the Lake Flyers in the white sweaters. There's a centering pass right in front of the Flyer net. Trying to get a whack at it. For Lexington was Owen Coulter, but fans on it as he was being checked down to the ice. Now Coulter flips it in the Lake zone, volleyed right back to center. Back to get it for the Thoroughbreds is Young. His pass comes over off a stick to Young, but he's poke-checked away. For the Thoroughbreds, Jake Reinman. Reinman dumps behind the Lake net into the corner. There is Luke Vida of the Lake Flyers. Over for Ashton Graham. Graham chases the puck down, centers, but it's right to Cody Coulter of Lexington. 2-0, the Lake Flyers in white lead on two early quick goals, one by Soltis, one by Coe. That'll be an icing violation on Lake with the old English L on their sweater, while the Lexington Thoroughbreds have the two horseshoes. So both of these club teams, which are comprised of high school players, could be from various high schools within their territories. From the face-off. Puck chipped along the boards. There's Hesselson of Lexington. Now in the corner. Smith centers. It's intercepted, and back comes James Bickley of Lake. Drops it off. A shot by Coe. One-timer is wide. There's a collision. There's two players go down. That was Alexa Urbani. But she's back up and on her feet. Now back comes a shot from Stoller, and the save made by Josh Henry. At his own line is Dallas Staten. Rink wide off the boards the other way. No icing. Icing waved off. Oh, thank you. Brian Loomis says number 19, last name pronounced Ruck. I appreciate that. R-U-C-H. I intended to check on that before the game, and I forgot to. Here is Varnes. So thanks, Brian. We appreciate that. You've been very helpful to us. Thank you, Brian. At his own, at the line, there's Moody holding it in the Lexington zone. And now it's Staten lost it, now holds it in. And he came out of the zone and carried back in by Staten, and so that's offside on the Flyers. Our referees for today's game, Eric Schreiner and Bill Peck. We call Bill Peck the long arm of the law, as he is he's a retired Ohio State highway patrolman. Racing after the puck for the Thoroughbreds is Cam Richardson. Richardson in the corner, checked there by Loomis. Thoroughbreds coming back the other way. After it, Dallas Staten, or check that, that's Cody Coulter. Now icing waved off as it comes back the other way, and again is Cam Richardson picking it up for the Thoroughbreds. To Masterson, pass at center for Coulter, trying to move it ahead for Coulter, Cody Coulter. There's two Coulters, Cody and Owen, on this Thoroughbred squad. Here's Ashton Graham behind the net. Graham ridden into the inboards on a nice check. There's another big check. That one was by Loomis of Lake. Now there's a puck just taken right away by Lake's David Dunn. 2-0. The Lake Flyers and the White Sweaters lead it. Bailey Coe, one of the goal scorers for the Flyers. Poke checked as he moves into the right wing circle of the Lexington zone. Thoroughbreds clear it. Pass at center, it's off a stick. And picked up for the Thoroughbreds by Masterson. He lost it. Now here's Bailey Coe trying to pull the trigger. Save, rebound, pad save again by Josh Henry. He was between the pipes today for the Thoroughbreds. David Dunn bangs it around the boards. Over for Alexa Urbani. Alexa chips it into the corner for Bowden Stoller. Puck held in by James Bickley, but the Thoroughbreds on a line change take over in their own zone. They clear the puck all the way down, and it's right on net. Save made by Schwab. For the Thoroughbreds, there is McHale. Sends it to the opposite corner. Now back to the left point for Hesselson. Kenny Hesselson wraps it around the far side. Long shot high up over the crossbar of the Lake net. Puck centered again, but broken up, and here come the Flyers the other way, 3-0. Moving in, shooting, and it's off the side. Oh, wow. Jake Harder, oh my goodness. Boy, oh boy, that had to be a nightmare for goaltender Josh Henry. 3-0, but the shot was wide of the Lexington goal. That's big for the Thoroughbreds, already trailing 2-0. Here they come, they need to get on the board. For the Flyers, Spencer Varnes dumps it in. We're down to under 5 minutes to go in the period. Lake Flyers up 2-0. Goals by Soltis and Coe. Chipped along the dasher boards behind the net. For Lexington, Wilkinson shoots to center for teammate Coulter. That's Cody Coulter. But the Flyers clear it all the way down. That'll be an icing. Got a message from Brian Loomis. Says, you're welcome. Yeah, we thank Brian for the help he's giving us. He says, normally I'm there to help out with the names beforehand. Appreciate you live streaming all the games. Means a lot. Thank you, Brian. Brian from the Lake Flyer contingent. I assume, Brian, you're related to Ben Loomis. one of the players on the Lake Flyers. We're down to just over 4 minutes to go. Ooh, there's a headman pass for Bickley. It's too far ahead of him down the ice. That'll be an icing again on Lake. So again, Lake originating in the Toledo area. And they've come down here. Both of these teams, I think, are pretty much regulars for this tournament. They've come down for the Frozen Creek, I think, a few years in a row. There's a shot and the save made by Ian Schwab. He makes the catch. He's a southpaw. He's got a right-handed catching mitt. Now it's going to be Ethan White. He loses the draw for Lexington. Code comes down. He's poke checked away, and we reverse course the other way. Here's a shot by Smith. Save. Rebound. And that's poke checked away to center ice. That shot was in and out of the mitt of Ian Schwab. Came precariously down loose in front of the Lake Flyer net. Now here's Masterson. Masterson shot, pad save by Schwab. Loose puck on the rebound, held in by the Thoroughbreds. A shot up over the glass, and there'll be a face-off. We're down to .317, 3:09 left in the period. Shots right now favoring Lake 9-8 shots on goal. And Thoroughbreds trying to steal the puck deep in the Flyer zone. Shot is just wide off the stick of Lucas McHale. Back for the Thoroughbreds is Kenny Hesselson. Pass at center. Off a stick to McHale. McHale carries in on his knees, but one of his teammates in ahead of the play for an offside. So the scores so far in this tournament. Yesterday, Troy over Mason 10-0. St. Xavier of Kentucky over Lake 6-3. Beaver Creek beat Lexington 4-1. And today, Lake beat Mason 17-1. Troy beat Lexington 5-2, and St. X of Kentucky and Beaver Creek tied 2-2. Just over 2 minutes left in the opening period of this one. Puck comes off a stick right in on net. That's a shot on goal on a tip, and the save made by Josh Henry. It'll be Ashton Graham taking the face off for the Flyers. He wins it. Shot. And I think he got a piece of that one. Josh Henry for the save off to the corner. Puck kicks to center ice. That's a foot race. Puck now is all the way over to the left wing for Mason Jardine of Lake. Jardine slips it over to the other side for Ashton Graham. Graham checked by two Thoroughbreds. Puck cleared, not out. Again, a clearing attempt held in by Eli Moody of Lake. Now here's Ben Loomis. Loomis leaves it for Jardine. Centers, and it's broken up by the Thoroughbreds. Flyers change on the fly. 1 minute left in the period. Here's Stoller. Shoots down the ice. It's picked off there by Reinman of Lexington. He shoots in, volleyed right back out by Staten of Lake. Now here is Ethan Smith. Cutting behind the Flyer net. Smith looking to make a play. 20 seconds left in the period. Puck held in by Reinman. His shot is blocked by Bickley of Lake. Here comes Bickley, rink wide pass Stoller. Stoller over the thoroughbred line, trying to center for James Bickley, number 25, and it's off a stick wide. And the buzzer sounds the end of the first period. Well, the thoroughbreds settled down. It looked at first like with 2 goals scored within the first 2.5 minutes that the Lake Flyers were going to make this a rout. But then the thoroughbreds settled down and got things under control. But the Flyers keep the thoroughbreds off the scoreboard, so after 1, Lake leads Lexington 2-0. Shots on goal unofficially favoring Lake 9-7. And a message from Brian Loomis. Yes, he's Ben Loomis's dad. So again, we appreciate hearing from anybody from either Lexington or Lake contingent that wants to say hello to a player, say who you're rooting for or where you're watching from. I'd like to hear from you. Again, we welcome you to the Frozen Creek Tournament, 26th annual, put on by Beaver Creek High School of southwestern Ohio. We're right back out here, ready for the second period. And the goal scoring in that first period, Soltis and Co., the 2 scorers for the Lake Flyers. Lake in the white sweaters, navy blue trunks, and the thoroughbreds in the royal blue uniforms. There's a puck rimmed around the far side for McHale. Here's big Lucas McHale. He's trying to fight off a check of Colton Nowicki of Lake. There's a shot that's wide of the Flyer goal. Thoroughbreds change on the fly with the puck in the Flyer zone. There's a shot. And I don't know if Schwab got a piece of that or not, or it might have been wide. Holding the puck in Blair at the point, but now back come the Flyers. Tony Ruck, there's a shot by Jardine and a save made by Josh Henry. Josh Henry in goal for Lexington and Ian Schwab for Lake. There's a blast that hammered off the end boards. Ricochets all the way back to center, and back come the Lake Flyers. Centering pass, and fanning on it was Bickley. The pass was a little behind him. Boy, he was set up for that one-timer right in front of the thoroughbred net. And he gets another chance, and it's caught. Nice save by Henry. Wow, a second chance for Bickley. Getting a centering pass right to him for a one-timer right in front of the thoroughbred net. Something the thoroughbreds will have to work on is trying to keep traffic from right out in front of their own net. Now trying to fight off one of the Thoroughbreds is Loomis. Shot, save. That was Loomis coming all the way down the ice as he tipped the puck away for a breakout. Now for the Lake Flyers, Soltis cuts in, he shoots, he scores. Clay Soltis, his second goal of the game. Nice stick work as he stick handles through the slot right in front of the Thoroughbred net, and point blank on Henry is able to flip it up high, get some lift on it, and he picks that upper left corner of the Lexington net. And the Lake Flyers lead it now 3-0. And right from the face-off, I believe a penalty. Is that going to be a trip? And it will be. And that's on number 00, Will McHale. McHale, M-C-K-A-L-E. One of two McHales. Obviously must be brothers, Lucas and Will. In this instance, Will, number 00. He's in the box for a trip. So the Lake Flyers and the White Sweaters already up 3-0, get a power play. There's Eli Moody, shoots it into the near corner. For Varnes, back to Moody, centers, shot, wide. Another centering pass, but Harder not able to get a stick on it. One-man advantage for the Flyers, cutting in for a shot. And down on the ice is the netminder, and now they score. And that is Ashton Graham, as goalkeeper Henry was flat on the ice on his stomach. And I believe that was that number 12 that got that? I think that was number 12, Ashton Graham, if I'm not mistaken. And that's a power play goal. Looked like number 12, so we'll give that to him, Ashton Graham. We don't have any stats, so I can't tell you how many goals that is on the season for either one of these teams. We don't have any stats. So 3 minutes into the second period, the Lake Flyers have scored twice to make it 4-0. There's a shot and a blocker save made by Ian Schwab of the Lake Flyers. There's a nice pass to center to Coulter from teammate Blair. Shot in behind the Lake Flyer net. Now shot off the side of the cage. Centering pass, and it got past Wilkinson. He was unable to get a tip on that centering pass. And the Flyers start out leading at 4-0. Luke Steep will put it in. Now taken off the stick of Hesselson by Bailey Coe of the Lake Flyers. Back to Luke Vida, or Vida, V-I-D-A. You can call him Vida after Vida Blue. A lot of these young guys won't have any idea who that is. That was spelled V-I-D-A. Here's Richardson trying to fight off Jardine of Lake as they fight for it along these near boards. Vida drops it off to Loomis. Loomis over for a centering pass to Soltis, and his shot is just wide of the near post. Here come the Thoroughbreds, but then it's poke checked away by Soltis to Jardine to Loomis. Shot gloved shoulder high by Josh Henry. Clock stop with 10:09 to go in the period. So Soltis with 2 goals today so far. Coe I should say in this game. I don't want to say today because these teams are playing 2 games today. From the face-off, trying to cut behind the net is Dunn, centers, and that goal comes loose. The moorings on the goal on that side of the rink are loose, so that net comes loose frequently. Another face-off, left wing circle of the Lexington zone. And from the face-off, there's Richardson fighting with Bickley for the puck. There's Will McHale tipping to center, but the Flyers come back with it. And it's volleyed right back to McHale. McHale then checked by Bickley. Bickley to Graham. Graham's bumped off the puck. Now McHale shovels it ahead, but it's intercepted by Graham of Lake. Graham behind the net to Stoller. Stoller taken down to the ice. No penalties on the play. Now centering pass in front, and Bickley trying for a drive-by shot right in front of the net and tipped it wide. Delayed penalty. And as the touch up is made by Alexa Urbani, there's a penalty called on the Lake Flyers. And who is the penalized party? Referees Peck and Schreiner are discussing that.
It's on us. I think it's on Lexington.
Oh, is it on Lexington? Okay. Oh, okay, 0-0, okay. So they were late on their whistle on the touch-up.
Yeah.
Lexington touched it, but they didn't whistle till a Lake guy touched it, so thanks. So it's actually Lexington, Will McHale going off for his second penalty of the period. And again, that's the last thing the Thoroughbreds needed was a Flyer power play. As the Lake team leads it already 4-0. Here is Jake Harder. Behind his own net, starts out. Pass. Up ahead, here's Harder. Behind the net, centers for but that's broken up. Now a long shot from the right point off the stick of Dallas Staten of Lake, and that's gloved head high. A backhand catch made by Josh Henry. Blair and Hesselson on the ice as penalty killers for Lexington, along with Wilkinson and Hesselson. Here's Nowicki, drops it in the corner to Steep. Luke Steep centers the puck. It's off a stick back to him. Now it's dropped. There's another penalty, and that's going to be a cross check. And that's going to be, is that on Steep? Luke Steep of Lake, number 6. He says, hey, I didn't do anything. Cross check. So we're going to have 4-on-4 hockey, which is usually pretty fun. Opens things up. So 48 seconds of 4-on-4, and then the Thoroughbreds will have a power play for 1:12. Here is Soltis. Shot, pad save. Cutting in for a shot on the rebound was Luke Vida, and that's blocked on defense. Back is Boyle for Lexington. His shot is wide. O'Boyle, I should say. Get my Irish names correct. Puck shot into the corner. Again, we're 4-on-4 for another 10 seconds. For the Lake Flyers, Clay Loomis looking for a hat trick, fans on a shot. Puck comes very innocently to center, picked up by O'Boyle for Lexington. O'Boyle looking for McHale. McHale pulls the trigger, and the save made by Ian Schwab. Now a power play for Lexington for a minute. There's 6:40 left in the period. Drop pass, McHale fires, and it's kicked out by Schwab. Another shot in front, Schwab down, they score! Power play goal for the Lexington Thoroughbreds. Scored by McHale.
Number 19's last name is pronounced Ruck.
I got it, thanks. So Will McHale, a power play goal. And that cuts the Lake lead to 4-1. Here's Loomis, a shot, and it's kicked out by Josh Henry. Flyers led it 2-0 after one. Here comes a 2-on-1 breakout. McHale, shot, and he had teammate Andy Johnson over on the right side, but McHale took the shot, but we do have a whistle and a trip. And that's going to be young Mr. Mason Jardine. So Mason Jardine of the Lake Flyers heads off on a 2-minute minor for tripping. So the Thoroughbreds trying to get back in this game. They were down 4-0. They just get a power play goal to make it 4-1, and now they're on another man advantage for a couple of minutes. Puck is tipped down the ice. After it for the Thoroughbreds now. A pass intercepted by Graham. Ashton Graham works behind the net, centers, and that was intended for Loomis, but it's taken away by Coulter. Pass over to teammate Wilkinson. Centers. Oh, and it was right on the stick, and there's a shot, clearing shot that's on net the other way. Save made by Henry, but a big scoring chance a moment ago for the Thoroughbreds. Centering pass was tipped around in front. There's a shot, save made by the stick of Schwab. Shot again, pad save, and the rebound swept away by David Dunn, and then another whistle as the goal comes loose. So just under a minute left in the Lake power play. 4:50 to go in period number 2. The Lake Flyers and the White Sweaters lead at 4-1. But the Lexington Thoroughbreds in blue are on a power play. Here come the Lake Flyers. Soltis is checked from behind. Bickley had it, taken away by Johnson of Lexington for McHale. Now the other way, a shot by Lucas McHale. There's Lucas McHale, number 50, Will McHale, number 00. Flyers clear the puck. 20 seconds left in the Lexington man advantage. Pass at center is intercepted and shot back into the Lexington zone. Trying to get after it was Coe of Lake. It's taken away by Ethan Smith of Lexington. Smith tries to center it. Loose in front, a shot, and the save made. Rebound, and they score! On a rebound, another And that is Masterson, Alex Masterson. Lance, did you see if that was before the penalty ended?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
I think it was after.
Okay. So we believe that's an even strength goal. What?
9 from 50.
Okay. So that was Alex Masterson. And we think that's an even strength goal, and that makes it 4-2. So the Thoroughbreds right back in this game. There's a shot wide of the Thoroughbred goal off the stick of Eli Moody of Lake. Now in the corner is Spencer Varnes. Varnes chopped at by Jake Reinman. Puck comes up to the top of the right wing circle, and it's cleared to center. After it for the Flyers, Moody. Moody, pass for Varnes. Taken away by Masterson. He'll dump it in the Flyer zone. Puck centered. It's broken up by Schwab and the net. Now Moody trying to make a play from behind the net. Eli Moody trying to work in front. Has his stick tied up, and now we've got a penalty. It's going to be on Wilkinson, I believe, of Lexington. Or was there a penalty? Maybe there's not. There wasn't. I saw the referee raise his arm, but there was no whistle. Here come the Thoroughbreds. Loose puck, trying to get a shot away was Coulter, but the puck rolled off his stick before he could shoot. 2:20 to go in the period. Now we have a whistle. Too many players on the ice. So it looks like the Lake Flyers are called for too many men on the ice. One, two, three. Oh, they've only got 3 guys on the ice now. Here comes Bailey Coe. So another power play chance for the Lexington Thoroughbreds. They're 1 out of 2 this period. They're trying to cut the Flyer lead to 1. The Lake Flyers led it 4-0. But 2 goals in this period by the Thoroughbreds, and they are down now just 4-2. Here's Coulter for Cody Coulter. Back to Owen Coulter. Pass behind him. Now they reset. Jardine for Lake is able to come up with the puck, shoot to the red line. Richardson picks it up for Lexington. He's poke checked. Loose puck, Cody Coulter. Back for for Cone. As his pass taken away by Jardine of Lake. Jardine skates away from Cone. Short-handed, he tries to shoot the puck in front, trying to center it for Graham, but it's broken up. Now another tip in front. Oh, and that was a big chance for Jardine, but the pass was just a little ahead of him. Now a shot from the right point by Vida is high and wide. And now the Thoroughbreds, who are on a one-man advantage, trying to get some time in the attacking zone. The time is all the way down to half a minute left in their power play. They haven't gotten any scoring chances this power play. Here's a pass for Johnson. Now Hesselson picks it up, fakes a shot, gets it to Johnson. Behind the net for McHale. 15 seconds left, and now the puck comes astray all the way down the ice. Half a minute left in the period. Thoroughbreds picked the puck up. Just 5 seconds left. They did not have a good power play on this one. They scored on 1 out of 4, so they're 1 out of 3 on the power play this period. 10 seconds left in the second. There's Here's a shot from the left point, off a stick wide. Now moving in for another shot. And the save made is Hesselson. Takes a couple of shots, and it's kicked out by Schwab. So the Lexington Thoroughbreds come right back in this game. They were down 4-0. And 2 goals, and they're right back in it. So again, if you have any, we have our chat open. Anybody wants to send us a message from whatever team you're rooting for. Let us know what player you're rooting for and where you're watching from or listening from. They are going to resurface the ice. So going over all the scores in this tournament so far. Last night, Troy defeated Mason 10-0. It was St. Xavier of Louisville over Lake 6-3. Beaver Creek beat Lexington 4-1. And then today so far, Lake defeats Mason 17-1. And then Troy over Lexington 5-2. And then the 2-2 tie between St. X and Beaver Creek. So that's where we stand right now. Am I on camera? Sorry, folks. So they're going to resurface the ice. And will give us a chance to check some sports in case you're checking. Beg your pardon, folks. Well, it's a big day in college football, obviously. Rivalry day. Of course, big game around here in Southwest Ohio. Of course, Michigan against Ohio State. The Buckeyes were ahead at halftime, but the Wolverines have a big second half, and they wind up almost doubling up the Buckeyes by a final score of 45-23. That's shocking. The Wolverines, second year in a row, a big win over the Buckeyes when they hadn't won for several years in a row. Elsewhere, Kentucky is upsetting Louisville 26-7. In the fourth quarter, Louisville is 25th ranked. Alabama is defeating Auburn 35-14. Of course, now with Ohio State dropping out of contention for the college football playoff in every likelihood, a big win by Alabama over Auburn, and they could start looking at that. Oregon leads Oregon State 21-10. That's in the third quarter. Texas Christian leads Iowa State 27-7 in the second quarter. And TCU ranked fourth. So again, with Ohio State losing, that if TCU completes their win today, they'll probably move up. Penn State leads Michigan State 14-3 at halftime. Utah over Colorado 35-0 in the second. Georgia leads Georgia Tech 37-14. That's a final. And also South Carolina upsets Clemson 31-30. That's a final. So Clemson goes down to South Carolina. And taking a look at hockey scores from the NHL. I almost said Atlanta Flames. That shows you how old I am. The Calgary Flames and the Carolina Hurricanes are tied 2-2 after 2 periods in that game in Carolina. Earlier today, the Edmonton Oilers have defeated the New York Rangers by a score of 5-3. The Columbus Blue Jackets, which I'm a St. Louis Blues fan, but the team around here, of course, is Columbus, being in Ohio. But the Columbus Blue Jackets against the Nashville Predators, that game has been postponed, and that was due to a water main break in Nashville. Other games tonight, it'll be St. Louis at Florida, Washington at New Jersey, Toronto at Pittsburgh, Philadelphia at the New York Islanders, and Dallas at Colorado, and Vancouver at Vegas. And taking a look at college basketball scores of interest as the Zamboni makes a few more turns around. Very interesting game. The second-ranked team in the country, the Houston Cougars, just barely get by the Kent State Golden Flashes by a score of 49-44. Yeah, how about that? Yeah, Houston is second. Yeah. The Golden Flashes would be unranked. With a name like Golden Flashes, they should just automatically be ranked. Should be ranked something. Oh, and here comes some angry chat messages from Kent State boosters. If you were a Kent State booster, the previous comments were not the opinions of Beaver Creek Hockey. Oh. And here's another one. Here's another big one. In the Leon Black Classic, whatever that is, the Texas Longhorns in the second half lead, I guess that's University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley.
Oh, okay.
74-48. So I guess it's Texas against University of Texas at Rio Grande Valley. Is that UT or is that University of Tennessee?
That can't.
Let me take a look.
I thought that the Longhorns just played.
Well, they probably played yesterday.
Yeah. Oh, no, they're both
Texas.
Both Texas. So it's UT and then UT
Yeah.
Del Rio or whatever.
Yeah, Rio Grande Valley.
Yeah, there you go. It's just that.
They would be known as the Vaqueros.
There you go.
The Vaqueros. Okay, for 500 points, Alex, what is a vaquero? Is that what it is? Cowboy? Okay, well, you got it. And we're going to, Cherie, we're going to have to use your phone on chats because my phone's about ready to conk out. My battery's about ready to conk out. So, sorry, folks. We're just having some fun, goofing off, waiting for the Zamboni to get done. Cherie, I'm going to have to use your phone pretty soon because my battery's almost conked out. Yeah. What?
Is
What?
it an iPhone? Or is it Android?
Android.
It's an Android.
Yeah. Not with me. Not with me. Should I just bring a cord? Could I just bring a cord and like plug it into you?
Plug it in.
Yeah, but it won't stretch all the way over there.
We can plug it into something. We got lots of things.
Okay.
Extension cords.
Okay. I'll remember that. You don't have a cord that'll go into the little doodad here?
I don't have.
What is this, like a USB or I don't know. It's not USB. It's just a
I don't know.
weird little.
Is that a light?
It's just a little dinky plug.
You may have one.
Just a little dinky plug.
May have one in the car.
Oh,
I'll
oh.
go check.
Well, that's all right. So thanks for bearing with us, everybody. Let me see if there's any chats.
I've got a battery. I just don't know.
The Zamboni is on his last leg. So,
I'm going to see if I can find it.
oh, thanks.
I have to do the camera.
Oh, that's all right. She said you can move the camera.
I know.
And, I don't know. I guess I should have thought about that. I mean, I charged my phone up last night. But... By the way, everybody, we're just talking. Don't eavesdrop on us. Oh, sorry, folks. But, okay, we're about ready to go. Four to 2, the Lake Flyers lead Lexington. Again, the goal scorers for the Lake Flyers, Clay Soltis with 2. Bailey Coe has 1. Ashton Graham has 1. His was a power play goal. Will McHale, a power play goal for Lexington. And Alex Masterson, a goal that came right on the tail end of a power play for Lexington, but we think it was a full strength goal. Upcoming games this evening. Mason plays St. X and then Beaver Creek against Troy. We anticipate that Beaver Creek Troy game should be a really good one. That's coming up at 8:40. The game Mason at versus St. X will be streamed, but there won't be any commentary. But we will have commentary for the Beaver Creek Troy game coming up at 8:40. Now referee Eric Schreiner.
Let me do double duty.
What's that?
Let me do double duty
Oh, okay.
until he gets back.
So we're ready to get back at it, folks. Again, the Lake Flyers in the white sweaters and the Lexington Thoroughbreds in all royal blue. Lake Flyers lead at 4-2, but all the momentum right now is with Lexington. There's a shot and they score! No sooner than 1 second after I say all the momentum is with Lexington, and Will McHale blisters one into the Flyer net for his second goal of the game. And now the Thoroughbreds trail only by 1 at 4-3. Will McHale, whistling shot, wrister from the right wing. So boy, oh boy, who'd have thunk this? When it was 4-0 Lake in that second period, that we'd be here in the third and it'd be a 1-goal game. The Lake Flyers scored within the first couple of minutes in 2 goals in both the first and second periods. But now in this third, it's the Thoroughbreds that get off to the fast start. Pass for Soltis broken up. McHale has it. Here's Will McHale around a couple of Lake Flyers. Has it poke checked away by Loomis. Now centering pass. That's off a skate. Centered again, side of the net, and that's deflected away by goalkeeper Ian Schwab of Lake. Now back the other way. Centering pass by Loomis. That's off a stick. Now a shot by Loomis and a save made by Henry. Back come the Thoroughbreds. Wilkinson in front for a tip. And it's just wide of the near post. Wilkinson almost tipping one in to tie the game. Flyers clear it, and that's going to be an icing violation against Lake. So 13-19 to go. There's a lot of energy right now on the Lexington Thoroughbred bench. Having scored 3 unanswered goals to cut their deficit to 1. Here is Wilkinson. Drops it back to Cone. It's off his stick. Here is Ashton Graham of Lake. Graham drop past Bickley. Backhander. Save made by Henry. Now here's Bickley again, circling all the way around. Now back to the right wing for Nowicki. Here's Nowicki. Centers, one-timer by Graham is wide. He didn't get good wood on that shot. Puck's right in front of the Lexington goal. Now back for Moody to Bickley. In the corner, Stoller. Stoller centers. 2 Flyers get tangled up. Now Stoller will drop it back for Bickley behind the net. It bangs around to the blue line and tipped away down to center by Coulter and picked up by Ashton Graham of Lake. He's bumped away by Richardson, and Richardson rams into the boards. Now here's Eli Moody for Lake. His pass intercepted. Flyers have to vacate the zone. They were offside. And the puck comes to the blue line. 11:40 to go in this one. Puck in the Lexington zone. Now it's played by Josh Rivera. Rivera dumps in the Lake zone. There's one of the Lexington players shoved down. And here come the Flyers the other way. Carter lost it behind him. Trying to come away with the puck was Heineman. And they lost the puck now to Jardine, or to Moody. Moody lost it to McHale. McHale loses it to Barnes. Barnes will dump it in the Lexington zone. A shot to center for the Thoroughbreds. McHale, he drops it off to his brother, Will. It's off his stick. Luke Steep carried in. Steep to Soltis, shot, blocker save. Knocked away from the net by Josh Henry in between the pipes now for Lexington. Foot race down the ice. Trying to get a whack at it for Lexington was Andy Johnson. But unable to get it on net. Another shot blocked on defense. Now here is Clay Soltis, who scored twice in this game. Thoroughbreds regain possession. Here's McHale. Luke McHale. Tries to center it. It's off the side of the net. Centered again, and right at the side of the net, McHale trying to flip it toward the cage, but it's high and wide. Another shot by McHale, wide of the mark. Wraparound chance is broken up, and back comes Soltis of Lake. Here's Clay Soltis working in a shot. He scores! Clay Soltis, a hat trick. And the Lake Flyers now lead it 5-3.
Somebody watching from Cadillac, Michigan. Go Lexington, she says.
Got a message from Mike Wilkinson watching from Cadillac, Michigan. Go Lexington. Lexington had all the momentum, but now that Clay Soltis goal has given the Lake Flyers a 2-goal lead back, and there's going to be a tripping minor on Lexington. And he knew it as soon as it happened. That is Andy Johnson. Or no, Coulter, I beg your pardon. Owen Coulter, number 28. Yeah, 28. Owen Coulter. 2 minutes for tripping. Face off in the Thoroughbred zone with the Flyers on a power play. Puck cleared down the ice. After it, Soltis. Soltis for Dunn. Dunn hits Graham at center into the Thoroughbred zone. Bickley behind the net. Bickley bumped into the end wall there. Graham wrestling right at one of the Thoroughbred players down on the ice, just floundering around on the ice, and he's grabbing at one of the Flyers' sticks. That was Bailey Coe. And the player that was down on the ice, that was, I think it was Cody Coulter. That was an interesting little sequence. No penalties on the play, and there's finally a whistle from the draw. Moody, shot, and that's kicked out. Moody's after it the other way. Moody chases it down for the Flyers. For Soltis, head manning Stoller, but it's too far ahead of him. Picked up by the Thoroughbreds, Kenny Hesselson. He lost it. Stoller has it, trying to wrap it around. Stoller, shot, and that's a save made by Henry, Josh Henry. 45 seconds left in the Lake power play. There's a blast. And a catch made by Josh Henry. Shots on goal, we haven't checked that for a while. Favoring Lake 26-21. Half a minute left in the Lake power play. Here's Bailey Coe, he's checked. Loose puck, flipped in front, and it gets past Moody, who was being checked to the ice at the time. There's Soltis holding the puck in. Bangs it off the dasher behind the net to Jardine. Centering pass broken up by McHale, and on net stopping that, smothering the puck is Josh Henry. Just 1 second left in the Lake power play. They lead at 5-3. From the draw, puck behind the Thoroughbred net. Young wraps it around, not out. There's a flip shot high into the near corner. Coe drops it off in the corner, now back to the opposite corner. Now Wilkinson steals the puck at center. He dumps it in the Lake zone. Wilkinson trying to get the puck in front. His pass goes awry. Coulter dumps back in for Lexington. Now for the Thoroughbreds is Coulter. His pass is errant. Coulter gets it back and then gets poke checked away to center ice. 6 minutes to play in this one. Here's Alexa Urbani. Her pass off a stick, and it's carried into the Lake zone by Masterson, but offside. And we will have a face-off. .5:52 to go. Pass along the near wing boards to Masterson. Tries to center it. And before Smith could get a shot, it gets poke checked away. Masterson, pass at center off the stick of O'Boyle. Flyers regain possession, Ashton Graham. Graham stops in the far corner. Graham back for a long shot from the left point, and it's gloved by Henry. That shot taken by, look, it was like it was David Dunn. 5:12 to go. There is Clay Soltis winning the face-off. Back for Varnes. Behind the net, Harder centering, and it's broken up. Lake Flyers in the white sweaters lead at 5-3. Now a centering pass, and that was right off the the pad, the inner part of the leg pad of Henry. That was a dangerous shot. And he makes the stop. Soltis wins the face-off. And Flyers dump in, but offside. Thoroughbreds need to get back on the board. They trail it by 2. Will McHale drops it off for Johnson. Return pass is errant, and back come the Lake Flyers the other way. Plays Soltis, who has a hat trick in this game. Ridden into the corner boards. Thoroughbreds get it out. Here they come. Moving in for a shot, and that's just wide. Several players wrestle around with it. At center, Young has it. Rink wide pass. Tipped into the Lexington or the Lake zone to our left. Under 4 minutes to play in the game. Lake Flyers and the white sweaters lead at 5-3. There's a shot. That's kicked out by Ian Schwab. Racing down the ice, Soltis. He has the puck poke checked away. Picking it up, Coulter. Fanning on a shot was Owen Coulter. Lexington Thoroughbreds need to get the puck back in the attacking zone and get some scoring chances. Back is Alexa Urbani. She'll pick it up in front of the net. Her pass up for Bailey Coe across center. Bailey Coe right up the gut is tripped, and he goes right into the net. He scores. I mean it. He scores. The trip was committed by young Mr. Heineman. Number 89, that's Jake Reinman. I said Heineman. It's Reinman, R-E-I-N-M-A-N-N. He tripped up Coe as he was cutting up the slot, and Coe winds up on his backside in the net. There's a pass for Stoller, got through his legs. Stoller's able to hold the puck in, however, for Graham. Ashton Graham is checked down to the ice by Wilkinson. Lexington now back to Stoller. Stoller still has it. Drops it in the slot for Coe. A shot, save. Rebound held in at the left point by Moody. Moody is checked, and the puck is cleared away. 2:20 to go in this one. 5-3 in favor of the Lake Flyers and the white sweaters. There's a minute 10 left in the Lake power play. Shot by Coe. Save. Rebound. They score. Coe the initial shot. The save made by Henry. But the tap in is made by Bowden Stoller. I've been calling out his last name. Stoller, his first name Bowden, B-O-D-E-N. So Stoller, the goal, and that's going to be the clincher, I would think. 6-3 now in favor of Lake, and that was a power play goal. This 3-goal lead with 2 minutes left is going to be, I think, a little bit difficult for the Thoroughbreds to come back from. They made a valiant effort. They were down 4-0, then got it all the way back to 4-3. Here's another shot, and just whistles up over the crossbar just high by Ben Loomis. Now cutting over for a shot. Blocked. Loomis after it. Also after it, Jardine. And Henry's down in front, and the whistle blows. Clock stop, 1:34 to go. Flyers now with this one in hand, leading at 6-3. Shot to center. Thoroughbreds can improve their placement in the tournament, though, if they can score to cut down on the goal differential. There's a chance for Loomis, and then Jardine, and Henry makes the stop. A minute 18 to go. Loomis will stay on the ice for the Lake Flyers. It'll be David Dunn who heads off on the line change. From the draw in the Thoroughbred zone, Bickley for Stoller. Shot high and wide. Another wraparound. Bickley to Stoller in the corner. Return pass to Bickley. Now back to Stoller. Stoller checked in the corner. Under a minute to play, 45 seconds. Here's Bickley trying to stuff it in. A couple of players go down. Play is still live. Puck is still live. There's Richardson trying to clear it. Flyers hold in. Backhand shot by Bickley is wide. Now here's Ashton Graham. Graham tied up by two Thoroughbreds. 15 seconds left. Graham checked. He's down on one knee. Now with just 5 seconds left, the Thoroughbreds come out with it, and that's going to be the game. Well, it looked at first like when the Lake Flyers went out to a real quick 2-0 lead within the first 2.5 minutes of the first period. And then within the first couple minutes of the second period, they added 2 more goals, and they led it 4-0 just a couple of minutes into the second period. And looked like we were in for a very one-sided game, but the Thoroughbreds came back and they cut it to 4-3. They cut it to 4-2 after the second period ended, but then they got the first goal in the third to cut it to 4-3, and they had a couple of chances to score the game tying goal, but couldn't quite put it in. And then the Lake Flyers got down to business late in the third, and goals by Soltis and Stoller, and that wrapped things up as the Lake Flyers, very consistent. They got 2 goals in each period, and they win it by a score of 6-3. And again, the scoring, we don't have assists, but I can give you the goal scorers, unofficial goal scorers, I stress. First period, it was Clay Soltis and Bailey Coe, and it was 2-0 Flyers. Second period, Soltis is second, and Ashton Graham, a power play goal. For Lake, it was 4-0. Then Will McHale scored for Lexington, power play goal, and Alex Masterson scored. And after 2, it was 4-2. And in the third, Will McHale, his second goal, made it 4-3. But then Clay Soltis, his third goal, he got 1 in each period for a hat trick. And then the final goal of the game was a power play goal scored by Bowden Stoller. And that's where we wound up. 6-3. Shots on net. The final unofficial tally favored Lake 37-22. And that's how things ended. So 3 stars for the game. I'm going to give the number 3 star of the game to Bailey Coe of Lake. And the number 2 star of the game, we'll give that to Will McHale of Lexington for his 2 goals. And of course, there's no doubt about the number 1 star of the game, Clay Soltis, a hat trick, a goal in each period. And so once again, the number 3 star, Bailey Coe of Lake, the number 2 star, Will McHale of Lexington, and the number 1 star is Clay Soltis of the Lexington, or correction, the Lake Flyers. Any final comments?
So thank yous.
Oh. Brian Loomis says, thanks for the play-by-play, Kent. You're very welcome, Brian. Thank you. I appreciate it. That's very nice of you to say. Good luck for Beaver Creek tonight. Well, thank you very much. Of course, I'm the, you can tell from my jacket, I'm the regular announcer for Beaver Creek, who's hosting this tournament. So thank you, Brian. We appreciate it. And Mike Wilkinson says, nice job of calling the game. Thank you, Mike. That's very nice of you. We appreciate that. So thanks again to everybody for your chat comments. Love to hear from everybody. And so that'll wrap things up as we the next game will be streamed it will be Mason against St. X. It'll be streamed without any commentary. I'm going to give the old pipes a rest after a couple games in a row. And then we've got what could be a very exciting game tonight at 8:40, Beaver Creek against Troy. Looking forward to that. The Troy Trojans look like they're coming here and meaning business. And that's something we couldn't say the last few years. Troy's kind of building, and right now they're looking pretty good. So it could be fun. So we look forward to that. So thanks for joining us, and look forward to seeing you again tomorrow for some more games. And join us, unless you want to join us again for the Beaver Creek game tonight against Troy. If you're a Lexington or Lake Rooter and you're saying, hey, this has been an interesting tournament, be sure to join us on this same channel for that game at 8:40 Eastern tonight. So thanks again for joining us. Speaking for camera operator Lance Champagne, and he's technician, phone technician. And our producer engineer Cherie Champagne. My name is Kent Jacobs. Again, final score in this one, the Lake Flyers 6 and the Lexington Thoroughbreds 3. Until next time, good evening from Kettering Ice Arena.